r/AskReddit, what was your worst experience from dating apps? Look at the upside, perfect for BJS. My husband refusing to stop using them. I'm single now. Recently on Tinder, I saw a profile that was just a black square for a profile pic and one letter for the name. The description read, "Please don't swipe yes on me, I'm just trying to catch my husband on here again." My ex-GF used a dating app right in front of me and made the excuse I'm just doing it to judge other people on here. Unsurprisingly, she cheated on me later on. Gay Japanese dating app. Met a guy who was oddly excited I had a car. Asked if I could stop by somewhere for him, thought it was minor. 3 places later realized he was just using me for the car to move and pick up stuff. That's actually kind of funny. I matched with my oldest cousin's daughter that I hadn't seen for about 20 years. Didn't recognize her until we started talking, then we both had the same "God, this is awkward" moment when we realized the fact. When's the nuptials? Will there be a banjo quartet? Did this moment occur after you guys had your first child or the second? Now this is a man who knows how to use a dating app. I matched with a goth girl who seemed really down to earth. Profile seemed normal and everything, so I swiped and we matched. Everything went well and we decided to meet at the park and walk our dogs. Her dog went to shit, so I handed her one of my baggies to pick it up. She barehanded her dog's shit and carried it about 20 feet to the trash can and wiped her hands on the back of her jeans. I made sure not to let her touch me for the rest of the time. Deleted. Keep Jaden Smith's name out of yo fucking mouth. And still, the most ick thing about that date was that you two spent money on After Earth. Were you dating Zoe Kravitz? Just how they kinda grind away at your soul or self-esteem. Exactly this. And then in my experience you get a match and get excited just for the timer to run out. I deleted Bumble yesterday. I'm done. I struck out on a date so fast I got the same Uber driver for my ride home. Can't leave us with that tease. Story time. Honestly, meeting people who I vibed well with and could really see myself dating, only to eventually find that it just wasn't there. It turns out that's a lot harder than the standard dating app bullshit. Really makes you question whether you will find it. Big Turdy Goth GF. Same for me, great first couple dates, sometimes even hook up, and then she makes no real effort to take things to the next level or sometimes just ghosts. Just makes you feel like you'll never be good enough. Literal zero response from anyone ever. Need someone whose banter can match mine. Big time texter. Hey, how's it going? No response. That has been my only experience on dating apps, and I had been using them regularly from 2006 to 2016. Never had a date from one of them. Use a few casually now, nothing has changed in that regard, although these days I put zero effort into them. I just go in and see who like me and swipe them away, lol. The whole damn thing, honestly, ghosting, cheating, pretty sure the only thing I have gotten out of this whole experience is depression, trust issues, and budding alcoholism. I have no clue why I bother continuing to try. Cause everyone needs to be loved. And everyone deserves it. Got ghosted after I thought we had a great night. She hit me up after a few weeks saying she had been so busy. I guess her other option didn't work out either, LMAO. Downloaded dating apps in college, and met a nice person on there, and we start seeing each other more officially. Fast forward 3 years later and I'm filing for a protection order after being hit by said person with a whole ass table. Bloody hell, friend, that sounds like a very specific kind of nightmare. Glad you got out, stay safe, and I hope the abusive dickhead gets a huge dose of karma very soon. Got into a Ferris wheel with a chick who started discussing her MLM scheme. Longest 20 minutes of my life, and to top it off, I tried to change the conversation to mangoes and how amazing they are. She said she hated them and continued her spiel. Ugh. I was catfished. I thought she was legit, and we talked for months. I went to go visit her, and it was a guy, claiming to be her best friend, and she had to run to pick up a friend who was drunk. The woman in the profile never returned, and he was trying his best to get in my pants. Hooked up with a guy who didn't disclose he had herpes until a couple hook UPS in. We went to the biggest coffee place in Munich, Marienplatz, crowded as fuck as a first date. Wasn't catfished, she looked hot and all, but, we talked for like 3 hours, all great, up until she went on her knees, proposing to me, creepy. Everyone looked at us and were at first disappointing, angry looking at me for saying obviously no. She rushed out in tears. Had to tell the 100 plus people around me that it was our first date. Haha, epic. That's like a worst case scenario. Apparently you make a great first impression, though. One of my more unique experiences was when she brought her 10-year-old sister to the date. The sister was more fun to talk to. Like 10 years ago, some girl I met off the internet brought her grandmother and 6-year-old niece to my house. Very weird. I'm like, WTF do I do? Wait, do you guys like Lego? Brio trains. Internet girl was boring, little girl and grandmother were pretty fun. Gave them a huge box of stuff to take with them. Meeting a girl, and after I felt uncomfortable around her, I went home. I don't know, it was an extremely uncomfortable experience with things she said to me and how she behaved. I was upfront with how I felt. She then found me on a bunch of other social media platforms and kept messaging on all those. Freaked me out. Getting catfished. One girl used images from 15 years ago and lied about her age and 200 pounds. On the other hand, I did meet my wife on Tinder and we have 2 kids, been married 6 years. Was it the same girl? This happened to a friend of mine. Matched with a girl, and not too long after they agreed to meet up and have coffee. Meets her at this cafe, and she pulls out a tablet pretty much right after they sit down and order. She starts a presentation about some dodgy pyramid scheme. My poor mate was too polite to say anything. He sat through the whole thing, politely declined and even paid for the bill. Never heard from her again. It's not a pyramid. It's a triangle. Wow, that is messed up. I was on Tinder for a few years and never had a single positive interaction on it. I felt like I was being long-form pranked. More recently, it's the like limits that are driving me nuts. The microtransactions in these dating apps would make EA blush. I got catfished, but it was more so she was using older pics. I stayed for the coffee date and had a lovely conversation. But when it was time to go, she like lunged at me and went for a kiss. She missed mostly and we just kind of said nothing and parted ways, lol. And GT, she like lunged at me and went for a kiss. I'm picturing this like the scene from the Fellowship of the Ring where Bilbo suddenly tries to snatch the ring from Frodo. Including the part where he's suddenly older than expected. Got catfished by the same dude twice, lol, very dark period in my life. I dated someone a long time ago. That guy didn't want to use a condom the first time we had sex, because he wants to fill me with his babies. Yikes. So it stopped right there and I never saw him again. And one who seemed different than the pictures and only talked about himself. Other dates were thankfully fine or great. Removed. Upvote for being honest about size. I'm also a plus size gal, and for the life of me I can't understand not being upfront about that. And kids. Dude, if you have kids, mention it. If you feel you have to hide your kids to get a date, then that's not the person you want to be dating. Oh boy, this should be a whole new subreddit. Answer, nearly half of them were the worst. I got catfished. She was heavily editing her photos using Facetune or whatever. At the date, we were talking and she just pulled up her phone and started mindlessly scrolling on social media. At that point I just stopped talking and she was like, yeah you keep talking, I can hear you. The worst part is that I went to another city to meet up with her. Met up in person for a first date and she casually pointed out that her ex loves to come on her boots. Talk about awkward. Never saw her again. Have you not seen how expensive boot conditioner has become? I met a girl on Tinder, she seemed cool and was pretty hot. First date, driving her to a local restaurant, she proceeds to rip a loud fart in my car and then starts laughing like a maniac. Sir, this is worst dates, not how you met your wife. Keeper. She's an uninhibited god of ancient myth. She cannot be tamed but must be battled on both land and sea to prevent pure chaos from flooding this world. Haha, that's a lot better than most of the stories here. I'm sorry but this is hilarious, how did you react? Getting ignored just as IRL. Years ago, matched with a girl on Tinder, hit it off, she rolls me to coke over because she has the house to herself. Excited, I get dressed, singlet and track keys because like, why dress up to dress down? And once I found her house and walk in, there's a place at the dinner table set for me with her family sitting around it. That's rough. Genuine question, if you lived in another city, how come you didn't video call first? And GT, she rolls me to coke over. I think your autocorrect is on drugs. Girl in picture looked normal. We met in person and she had no teeth. Seems weird that teeth in a picture is a prerequisite now. Met a guy with no front teeth. He didn't comprehend the issue. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.